What's up, future officers? Welcome back to the series called as Add Value and Ace Ethics. Okay, I'm sure all of your preparation is going great. GS 1, 2, 3, no problem. Ethics, why problem? Okay, I'm here. So what we are going to do in this video is have that first one video of where we discuss some quick definitions and some relatable examples. Okay, see, for scoring awesome in your ethics paper, you require three things. Number one, you have to have awesome and awesome definitions. Second one is you have to have a lot of examples. Third one is you have to have a lot of theories and words, keywords you have to mention for these philosophers. And if these three things are there, there is no force on this earth which can stop you from scoring excellent marks. Okay, so in this particular case, we are going to quickly be looking at some awesome definitions for some keywords. Okay, some 10 keywords we'll take. We'll see the definitions and some quick examples of this. So without much delay, let's start with the first introductory definition. So in our definition one, we are going to be looking at this definition called as integrity. So what do we mean by integrity? See, integrity is if you follow ethics across time and space. Okay, so how do we frame this a little better? See, integrity is having the consistency in thoughts, consistency in words, and consistency in your actions. So three things: consistency in thoughts, consistency in words, consistency in actions. So remember this word consistency and remember TAW, T-A-W. TAW stands for thoughts, actions, words. Okay. Next one, integrity is uncompromising adherence. So you can see this is a keyword which you have to mention. Uncompromising adherence to higher ethical standards and values. Okay, integrity is uncompromising adherence to higher ethical standards and values. And integrity is doing the right thing even when nobody is watching. Even when nobody is watching. Okay, so here this particular definition, the last one, is given by this thinker called as C.S. Lewis. Okay. So these were a few definitions of integrity. Now we will look at some examples. Okay, so Gandhiji and a girl eating jaggery example. Okay, so what is this Gandhiji and girl eating jaggery? See, in your exam, you have to write just this one line only. Gandhiji and girl eating jaggery example. You don't have to mention the whole story and everything. Okay, that will eat up a lot of space. You have to show that you have a abundance of knowledge, no? So only one line is enough. So what is this anyways? For your example, quickly I'll just tell you. There is a girl, okay, who is eating a lot of jaggery. Her mother gets that girl to Gandhiji and she tells Gandhiji, this girl is very fond of you, but she is also very fond of jaggery. So you have to tell her to please make her stop eating jaggery. You have to tell her, Gandhiji. So this is what the mother tells. Gandhiji tells that, okay, I'll definitely tell her, but please bring her next week. Next week I'll tell her. So again, the mother takes the child back, brings her next week. Then Gandhiji tells her, see, child, if you keep eating jaggery, your teeth will be spoiled. So please don't eat jaggery, okay, and everything. But the mother is confused. The same thing, last week only Gandhiji could have told no. What is the problem? But the main problem here is that Gandhiji himself had the habit of eating jaggery. So with himself eating jaggery, he did not have that moral authority to tell the small child, right? So, and that is why we see that he hesitated to tell the small child. When he stopped and started practicing himself of stopping eating jaggery, then he told the child. Okay, so this is the first example. But what do you have to write in the paper? Just this one line. No extra nonsense, no extra story. That is just for your understanding. Okay, administrative example, you can write this example of IAS Ashok Khemka and IAS SR Shankaran. Okay, so they are officers who have displayed integrity. SR Shankaran, he tried to save a lot of children from traffic, okay, who have been trafficked, kidnapped. He tried to bring all of them child labor. He has protected all of these people. Ashok Khemka, because of his integrity and exposing corruption, he has been transferred more than 70 times. Okay, so in fact, 2013, he even received SR Jindal Prize, okay, for being a good administrator. Next one, Sachin Tendulkar. So Sachin Tendulkar is that one example that even if the umpire has given him not out, he knew that the ball had touched his bat and went to the wicket keeper. So even when it was not out, he just walked away. That was the man of integrity, right? Sachin Tendulkar. We don't call him as the god of cricket for nothing, right? Next one is Sir M. Vishweshwaraya. So this is one very strange example if we look at it from today's lens, but you have to try to respect why he did that from 100 years back, right? So it is told that he had 2 candles, and in these 2 candles, he used to use 1 candle from office money and 1 more from his own personal money. When he used to do his personal work, he used to use this candle. When he used to do office work, he used to use this candle. That was the highest level of integrity you can see, right? Okay. Next one, impartiality. Okay. Impartiality, very, very simple. It refers to equal treatment of all without any favoritism. Without any favoritism, and acting solely according to the merit of the case in the principle of justice. Okay, if you write this, it will be an excellent, excellent definition. You will definitely get full marks for this. Okay, so what is impartiality or nishpakshapata andre? Impartiality means very simple, refers to the equal treatment of all the stakeholders without any favoritism and acting solely according to the merit of the case on the principle of justice. Okay, so what are some examples? Imagine that I am a teacher. Okay, I am a teacher only. I want to grade some students. Just because I know one student, that student is my favorite, I should not give more marks. One student I don't like, I should not give less marks. So being impartial while grading students. Second one is the interviewer selecting candidates. That interviewer should not select the candidate based on whether this person is speaking a particular language, this person is of a particular caste, this person is of a particular religion, this person is of a particular region. All these things aside, just on the merit of the person, that person should be selected, and that is impartiality. Third one, media reporting, journalism. It should be largely impartial. It should not side away. The main thing is they should try to present the facts of the case and try to make the people develop the opinion on this particular issue. But nowadays, of course, media is doing the ulta thing. They are going and giving the opinions, and we are supposed to search the facts. But anyways, next one, parenting. Being partial to one child, elder child, younger child, you be partial. All of this is not there. Treat everyone equally. Okay, so this is impartiality. Next one, non-partisanship. This is another definition. Non-partisanship and impartiality. The main key difference is almost the same, but when impartiality is viewed with a political lens, it is called as non-partisanship. It is nothing but it is serving the government of the day impartially, serving the government of the day impartially with the best of their ability and without any political affiliations or biases, okay, towards one political party. So this is called as what? Non-partisanship. It basically, one more name for it is political neutrality. It refers to political neutrality. What are some examples? First example is election commission. Can we imagine an election commission which is biased or partisan towards a particular political party? That is totally killing the spirit of democracy, right? So that should not be there. For the promise of democracy to be ensured, non-partisanship is a very important value to you, for you to have. So what is the first example? Election Commission conducting free and fair elections. Second one, awarding contracts on merit basis. Third one, filing FIR irrespective of the background to present or to protect the rule of law. Next one, the working of UPSC, Central Vigilance Commission, Comptroller and Auditor General. These people should work on a non-partisan basis. So imagine if the CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, if he was working with partisanship, favoring a particular party, would scams like 2G scam, would scams like coal scam, would scams like spectrum scam ever be unearthed? Would they ever come out? They would not. Basically, what is all this money? This money is nothing but it is the money of the taxpayers. It is the tax exchequer's money. So they owe us accountability, right? So that accountability is ensured by all these people being non-partisan. Okay. Next one, objectivity. Objectivity means that basically you have to present, or your decision basically, it should be based on an observable phenomena. It should be based on an observable phenomena. This word is very important. Objectivity means your decision should be based on an observable phenomena. That is what you can observe, what you can perceive through your five senses. That is called as observable phenomena. Now, your ability to judge without bias, your ability to your ability to have and uphold rational standards, rigorous analysis of evidences, okay, and all of these things will this decision making without any prejudices. Okay, so what is objectivity again? Objectivity is decision making based on an observable phenomena, that is ability to judge without any bias and upholding rational standards, rigorous analysis of evidences without any prejudices, preferences, okay, or any bias on that particular matter. Basically, I'll simplify it for you. It is being object specific and mind independent. It is being value neutral and fact neutral. That is called objectivity. Next, examples. What are the examples for objectivity? Imagine that a police is conducting investigation. They should conduct that investigation based on facts, not biases which that police would already have within themselves. Second one, identifying the beneficiaries of TPDS, that is targeted public distribution system. So not having that inclusion exclusion errors, okay, atara mosa madade yaryarge enen sigbeku adu sigodu. That is called TPDS. Next one, judge to decide objectively on the merits of the case. Okay, judge should not be a lawyer. Judge should hear both the sides of the argument and present the judgment, and he should do it very objectively based on the observable phenomena. Next one, budget allocation. Now everybody is going to ask for the highest budget, but based on which particular scheme yojana requires more money, which requires less money, based on their outcome, okay, based on their performance, you have to try to do that budget allocation. So that's another example of this objectivity. Next one, conflict resolution at this particular workplace. You have a problem, okay, workplace, few people are all quarreling. In that case, you will see that how to present this in a more in a best way, how to resolve them, not making myself through a subjective nature, meaning to say not favoring somebody, not being partisan to somebody, not showing favoritism, okay, treating everybody in the same way based on the evidences of the cases, and that, my friend, is called objectivity. Next one, compassion. So compassion is nothing but empathetic understanding of a person's suffering with an active desire, okay, to alleviate such a suffering or to actively alleviate such a cause. So this is called as compassion. Very nice definition. You can try to implement this. So what is compassion? It is empathetic understanding, okay, empathetic understanding of a person's suffering with an active desire to alleviate such suffering. See, you can even present it this way. Compassion is empathy, action, tendency, and this, in this intersecting thing, this is called as compassion. You can present this in the form of a formula also. Okay, you can present this as a form of formula. What is this? Compassion equals empathy plus action, tendency to help. Okay, this can also be done any which way, whatever the space permits. Okay. So what are some examples? Number one, Alexander Fleming. Alexander Fleming, you could see that he invented penicillin, but he did not patent it. If he had patented it, he would have earned crores and crores of rupees. But he did not patent it. He thought that it would naturally and very genuinely it would help the people who are less fortunate. Because of this, it did help so many people. Alexander Fleming, remember that he did not patent penicillin. This can be a beautiful, beautiful example. Second example for compassion is Mother Teresa. Third example, Sudha Murthy. Okay, the Infosys Foundation. Infosys Foundation was that wing in Infosys which dealt with social problems. So she was the head of this. They dealt with everything: rural development, education, healthcare, environmentalism, water conservation, everything they dealt with. Okay. Next one, Dr. Devi Shetty. Okay, so he was the founder of Narayana Hridayalaya or Narayana Healthcare, where they conducted free cardiac surgeries, okay, for the underprivileged. Okay, who would do that in this world of capitalism and money and in this rat race of earning more materialism? Who would do that? It would require a lot of compassion. First, for you to understand what kind of pain they are in. Second, that active desire to help that particular person. Next one, Salu Marada Timmakka. She planted 8,000 trees, like I already mentioned. Okay, 384 banyan trees along that 4-kilometer stretch. Empathy. Okay, empathy, I'll give you the best, beautiful definition. If you write this definition, the examiner should hold his hands, pluck his hairs. Okay, I am going to give you that kind of a definition. See, okay, empathy is the ability to place oneself in that shoes and understanding the other person's feelings and emotions. There is what everybody will write. Okay, there is nothing special about this. But I'll give you another definition which not everybody will write. And if you write this definition, you will definitely impress the examiner. Okay, so what is this? According to Alfred Adler, empathy is seeing with the eyes of another, listening with the ears of another, and feeling with the heart of another. Okay, and when the examiner sees that, they will get a smile on their face. Okay, so remember this Alfred Adler, seeing with the eyes of another, hearing with the ears of another, and feeling with the heart of another. Okay, next, Marshall Rosenberg. So he tells that empathy is a respectful understanding of what others are experiencing. Okay, so what does Marshall Rosenberg tell? Empathy is the respectful understanding of what others are experiencing. Okay, what are some examples? IAS P. Narahari. So he's a big champion for the physically handicapped, or rather, should we call them as Divyangs? Okay, so he's done a lot for them. In fact, at one such scenario, he even goes and sits on the ground where one person was having difficulty to sit on the chair. Okay, so all the chairs were settled down. He goes and sits on the ground, and soon after he sits on the ground, the whole auditorium, everybody comes and sits on the ground and puts the chair aside. So you see that is because he's understanding the other person's plight only this is happening, right? Next one, you see IAS Armstrong Pame of Manipur. Okay, so he is the person who built the People's Road, okay, by collecting money through social capital from the people themselves. Okay, next, Girish Karnad, marginalized communities. He was a playwright. Okay, he was written a lot of beautiful, beautiful stories. Dr. Rajkumar, of course. Okay, there are any number of stories, so many stories. Okay, about Dr. Rajkumar's empathy. Annavaru. Okay, next, Commissioner Shilpa Nag. Okay, so what she did during COVID, when there was this particular thing where so many active workers who were there, they were working there, they had to receive compensation because they happened to die during their line of work. Okay, they would have caught the virus. And in this time, Shilpa Nag, being the commissioner of Mysore city, she goes personally to everybody, their family of the deceased worker, and she presented those compensation checks personally to their home. So this requires certain empathy by her part. Okay. Next, tolerance. So we see that tolerance is the permissive attitude towards those whose opinion, religion, rationality, ideas, etc. are different from one's own. So if I have that permissive attitude towards a person whose idea, whose thinking, whose rationality, everything is different from mine, and I have a permissive attitude, that's called as tolerance. So this keyword here is permissive attitude. That is very important, and you have to try to replicate this in your definitions. So it is the capability or the capacity of enduring diversity in your environment. Okay. Next examples. IAS Ira Singhal. Okay. So she hired 2 transgenders employees in her department. She herself being physically disabled Divyang, she was the first ranker in 2014, if I'm not wrong. This is the first ranker. So very big achievement. And she goes on because she knows this pain of how it feels. She's gone on to go and hire 2 transgenders, and this would create a change. Because imagine you go to an office, you see 2 transgenders who are in a position of power. You want something from them. Okay, in that case, how you would generally see them in traffic signals, begging, extorting. Now you see them in offices. Okay, you directly how you view them, how you visualize them would completely change. Your opinion would also change. So Ira Singhal thought of this and she hired them. Next one. So Punnatala, Pavura and Sadhan, different faith, live in harmony. Okay, and these are certain villages. Okay, so what are this? Few of them, they're there in Bihar, Kerala. Okay, these are names of villages. Punnatala, Pavura, Sadhan, all of them are where one small village has equal majority, equal strength of different religions. All of them have been existing since independence with no communal tensions. Okay, so there's an example of tolerance. Okay, so you have to try to remember these villages' names. Okay, Punnatala, Pavura, Sadhan, everything. Next, peace dialogues between communities before festivals so that there is no communal tensions. Okay. Next one, aptitude. Aptitude is this inborn quality of you to do any task. It is basically your success potential. It is the acumen for you to complete a particular task. Okay, it is the component of competence, potential, and ability of a person. So all these things are very, very important. Okay, so what is all this? It is a natural or inherent capacity within you to acquire certain skills in the future. Okay, it should be present within you, or it could be acquired through training. That is called as aptitude. Now, some examples for this. You can take the example of Shreya Ghoshal, Sonu Nigam, Lata Mangeshkar. Do you think that these people were just born with that magical voice, or did they go to some training institute and get this magical voice? They were born with this voice. Of course, through this riyaz, training and everything, they finalized and they honed their skill. But they were born with this particular voice, no? So that's called aptitude. Attitude is different, aptitude is different. Second one, Usain Bolt running. He just had that athletic build, that very strong will, that determination. It was all inbuilt in him, right? His body was made like a racer. Third one, D. Gukesh and Pragnananda playing chess. They just are inborn geniuses. Okay, so they are playing chess because they are so intelligent from birth itself. They hone, they practice, they spend hours and hours to master the skill. That is a different issue, but they were just born with that natural talent. Okay, if one person started playing chess along with D. Gukesh at the same age, there is no guarantee that both of them would end up becoming world champions at 18 years of age, right? Next one, Shakuntala Devi, Srinivasa Ramanujan were geniuses in mathematics. So these were few examples you can quote for aptitude. Okay. Next one, honesty. Honesty is nothing. It's a quality of being truthful, straightforward. Okay, and far from deceit. Okay, being far from being a fraud in all the situations that you are like that, then you are a very honest person. Okay, so the story of Yama and Nachiketa. Okay, you can just write Yama and Nachiketa. In the normal class, we would generally tell the story and everything. Just remember honesty, Yama, Nachiketa. Just remember this. Vivekananda was in fact influenced by this particular story. Second one, Satya Harishchandra. Very generally when we are talking also we use this particular example, no? Harishchandra. Okay, next Mahatma Gandhiji, always truthful. Abraham Lincoln, Nelson Mandela, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Ratan Tata. Right? They were all very honest people. Last definition of probity. It is the highest ethical standards and strict adherence to it, both spatially and temporally. Okay, so the highest value which a civil servant can carry is probity. It comes on a higher pedestal, okay, more than honesty, integrity, and the highest one is probity. Highest one is probity, and probity itself is encompassing a lot of values, like for example, integrity, honesty, selflessness, accountability, loyalty, openness, objectivity, etc. Okay, it itself is a collection of a lot of values. So probity is the highest value which a civil servant can carry. It encompasses so many other values. This you have to remember. Okay. So examples: T.N. Sheshan, okay, and Chandrasekhar Kambar. So both of these examples you can quote for probity. Right. With this, we are done for this quick 10 definitions and some examples of all of them. Now, with this, even with this example, if you correctly start writing an answer in that whatever time is there in that limited time, you can aramse write an answer. Trust me on this. Now you have this, all these examples. You have to try to memorize them. Try to replicate this in your answers. Okay, and why will you not get 130, 140? Why will you not get? You have written awesome definitions. You have so many examples in your arsenal. Third is you are going to write ethical theories also, which we will discuss. So definitely with these three things, you will definitely add value and ace your ethics. Get that 130, 140 mark in your ethics, and this is my guarantee, right? So I only want you to do is have faith, by heart these examples, by heart these definitions. You will definitely integrate and structure your preparation for ethics, in which you already have a lot of tensions, GS 1, 2, 3 and everything. And on top of that, ethics should also not be a tension. It should be that extra boost for you to make it to that top AC list, right? And we will see that it will happen. Until then, keep studying. Thank you and have a nice day.